氷に閉ざされた獣たちの国、方向轟く東土の地で新たな戦いののろしが上がる。フェイト、グランドオーダー、コスモス・イン・ザ・ロストベルト、永久東土帝国アナスタシア。
Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Fate Grand Order. We're moving through Anastasia, and I completed a quest, because hey, that one is literally one I just did in the background. Alright, we're heading to Yagatula. Lostbelt. We have ourselves what looks like an assassin to deal with. Let's grab an Avisa Brawn, because hey, how often do you get to use one of those guys? Not very often, at least for me. So we got you guys... sure. Alright. Okay. And yeah, let's go. Hopefully we learn a little bit about, you know... We're in section 14 of the Lostbelt, and let's learn what a Lostbelt even really is. Kadok. Where have I heard that name before? Oh, we're stupid. If I may, Senpai. Kadok Zemlupus is a member of Team A. He possesses an exemplary aptitude for race shifting, and I believe... Don't bother. I don't care if he remembers me or not. Besides, Wodime already told you who we are. I'm one of the 7 crypters, and we help bring about the end of the world. I sure wonder if we're gonna learn why you want to do that. That should be enough for you. Wait, please. Then, does that mean that you and Krishtaria and everyone else on Team A are really... You sure talk a lot more now, don't you? Back then you just parroted whatever anyone told you. But that doesn't matter. Stay out of this, Kyrie Light. You were nothing more than a tool to us. A device we planned to bring along to help us summon servants after we'd race shifted. We never cared about your opinions. You were just supposed to keep your mouth shut and help us however we needed. Wow, you're terrible. So don't bother worrying about infringing on our rights or when we're like as people. We never bothered to do that for you after all. That's not... No, that doesn't matter anymore. Now you're an enemy of Caldia, aren't you, Kadok? That's right, I'm glad you're not a complete idiot. That saves a lot of time. We've already made our declaration of war. Our goal is to grow our Lostbelts and bring about an end to proper human history. Is this just a big plot to get the McRib back on the permanent menu? I feel like that would be a reason. He hates that proper human history has the McRib as a limited item. I'm gonna be real, guys. I've never, ever seen a McRib. I guess we pretty much taken care of that last bit. Lostbelt. Is that what the singularity is called? No. Singularity is just a single point in time. This is a belt. The point when everything changed in this world happened a long time ago and now is its own history. It sucks there's no more rock music anymore, but the demonic beast howls can get pretty close. Oh! My man's a fan of Panic at the Disco. Why would you do this? I don't have to tell you shit, but I guess we can talk a bit before I kill you. Tell me, Tanner, why didn't you die instead of us? Because I fell asleep in the room and walked away. Huh? Instead of you? You heard me. That would have been way fewer losses that way. We all know what you achieved, gotta admit. It freaking sucked to have one of the first images we heard about after waking up. Well, first things, rather. And now that we know, I can say this with total certainty. If it had been me, or even better, anyone else on Team A, especially Wodime, I bet there'd have been way fewer dead. It wouldn't have taken a whole damn year either. Wow! Is it literally just that they're salty? That, like, I did it, period? Because they're frickin' mages, and mages are scumbags? I just happened to be the only one left. Exactly, you just happened to be there, so you just happened to get chosen. But thanks to that, a ton of people died in the incineration of humanity. Congratulations! You racked up the highest casualty count imaginable. That's enough, Kadok. Remember, I'm Tanner's servant now. I'm not about to let you insult my master, no matter what the circumstance. You can't fool me, Kyrie Light. Don't tell me the thought never crossed your mind. Everyone on Team A was chosen for a reason. Wodime, Ophelia, Pepe, David. Any one of them would have done a better job than Tanner there, and you know it. You may be right. What? Sorry, let's not agree with him, please. But there's no point in thinking about that now. The fact is, none of you were there. We all did the best we could under the circumstances. We didn't even have time to consider hypotheticals during the year it took us for the restoration of humanity. But I can tell you there is one thing I'm certain of after what you said, Kadok. Oh, what's that? I would never have lived to see how things turned out if anyone from Team A had been the one to handle it. If it wasn't for Master Tanner, I wouldn't even be here right now. Well, I guess you got me there. Any one of us would have probably abandoned you without a second thought at some point. If you're in charge of Russia, Kadok, I take it the others are in charge of these other Lostbelts? That's right. Not that knowing that's gonna do much good. Why would you destroy the world? We're not destroying the world. All we're destroying is proper human history. Again, we're all gonna pit our Lostbelts against each other too, so I guess those will be going away as well. By the way, who are those servants you got with you? I do not feel any particular obligation to divulge my identity to a spoiled child of an enemy such as you. Same here, not that I expect I'm fooling anyone. Well, whatever. It never hurts to be cautious, but I'll be getting rid of you all anyway. Opportunity, kill them. It is Russia time! Master, the Opportunity are about to attack. Please prepare for a battle. Let's do this, you two. One. You won. Mostly the one. He's not going to do too much, but hey, that is how it is. Let's deal with these Opportunity. Fun word. Good word. Just fun to say, you know? I just like to say it sometimes. I'll be out and about, and I'll just say to myself, Oi! Opportunity. You know? Alright, well, let's do... numerology. I sure do enjoy a good set of numbers. Rapid casting. That's a really strong rapid casting. Alright. Come on, let's destroy him. We got this? Yeah, big bear hug. Oh, that's embarrassing. Just a little bit under. Let's see if we can bring him up to like a solid dual hundo%. Do some of this for the next one. Smack, smack. I'm guessing we're gonna have a super Opportunity at the end again. It's usually how these things go. Okay, they are locating and containing. Alright, sure, let's do some of this. Deal with you. Ah, no! It's okay. Yada yada. What are you, a JoJo fan? Oh, ignoring the fact that that is a just common, you know, phrase. Hey, we got another full combo with you. Let's do that. We lost your attack up though, so it might not actually kill this time, but we'll see. We get that 10% crit. We did not. Come on, can you hit that? Ah, darn it. Heretic shot. Whoa! Okay. Interesting. That's new. I don't think I've seen that yet. So, there's some interesting, like, body ripping open leading to glow. I wonder what that means. We'll see. Alright, battle 2. 2 Opportunity. 1 for each hand. Let's go... I still don't get the purpose of this, so I'm not going to use it. I'm instead just going to buff myself up for some attacks. Deal with these guys as quick as possible. Now that I got Astolfo, I can put Sieg and Astolfo together on a team, which makes me feel good. Though, I would sure like to be able to put, you know, Shiro and a Saber, but... I guess I can't do that. One day we'll get an actual Shiro, you know, hero there. I feel like it's going to happen, And it's another one of those cases of they're just holding off for the right moment. You know? Just like with the Tsukihime crossover, which is, they've said will happen eventually. It's just a case of literally, we're waiting for the right moment for it. I mean, they said that they have stuff planned up till, I think it was like the 10th anniversary? That's a lot. It's sure a lot of fate to go through. Hey, 200. Alright, we can finish this last setup like it's nothing. Okay. Let's do this. This one again is the death counter, but we don't need that. I'm going to give that buff to you, because we want to buff you up nice and strong. Okay. Because you'll be our big strong one. So let's go. Let's see here. Your overcharge does increase noble phantasm gain. That one doesn't matter as much. So let's go like this. Okay. Kind of wish he did something more than just roaring. I feel like they could have done a bit more. You know, have him stomp around a bit. But hey, at least it's not a JPEG like some of those early Noble Phantasms. Alright, let's see how much... You are so dead. Let's see how big we can get this number, though. Let's see. Man, it's a good number. It's a good number, I like it. Hey, so, oh my god, I've never noticed his feet. They are knives. I've never noticed that. Dang, dude must be able to tiptoe anywhere. We got some ice. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice ice, baby. Ooh, yeah. Alright, so we got, caster, and that, though, the fact that it's giving me... Okay, I'm going to guess we want to have... Let's put you in, because that, I'm assuming, is the boss, and if it's a boss caster, there's definitely a strong chance of it being who I think it is. So let's go with, kill caster. So we got some riders. I'm going to bring you guys up, because you can also deal extra damage to the ones up there. Sorry, and then, I guess, no, let's go with you to protect them, and we'll give you, I just want, I mean, debuff resist might be good, but, yeah, let's give you our, the Prisma Cosmos. I'll then give... Let's see here. Who has good gain? I'm gonna give you then the Bodhisattva. And as for you, we'll give you Level Phantasm Strength, gauge up each turn. I'll also apply Guts for you. That should be nice to kind of just get a little bit of backup. Alright. Oakley dokley. Let's do this. Oh, Burichnik! My, looks like I'll have to make another one. The Kabbalist. Are you Solomon Ibn Gabirol, aka Avisabran the Golem Master? I suppose using so many golems does make it obvious, even with the mask. You are indeed correct. Why wouldn't you just say, no, I'm Santa Claus? I don't even need to bother asking about you. Well, I can't tell. I can't tell if you're Billy the Kid or Buffalo Bill, but that really doesn't matter much. The hell it doesn't. I'm Billy. Ain't gonna tolerate being confused for no prairie lover. Anyway, this works out nicely. You've got your servants and I've got mine. Let's find out which of them is stronger. Caster! Oh no. Oh jeez. Was it worth coming out all this way then, Master? I hate letting wildcards run around, so yeah, I feel a lot better now. That's the woman who destroyed Kaldia! And she was a servant who hails from this version of Russia. I knew it! But Visabron seems like he'd be rather useful. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong voice. Visabron wants to be rather useful. So what? You want me to change out your contract? I mean, I could do that, but... Alright, it might not be the easiest fight for you, but I'm sure you can pull this off. Oh yes, that much is certain. Bow down before the glory of the Tsar, fiends of proper human history. My name is Anastasia. I am the daughter of this land's undying dynasty, now and forever.
I know what your Grand Duchess Anastasia of the Romanov dynasty, but how is that possible? You're a tragic figure, not a valiant one. Nothing you did should have let you become a heroic spirit.
Yes, you're right. I have no barbaric tales of heroism to my name, nor of any stories of royalty gone mad. But I do have Vi. I am a servant of this Lostbelt, and as such I shall eliminate you all. Come, Vi, let's kill them all together. Hear my command and obey. You are to become sculptures of snow and ice, writhing in agony in this world of permafrost for all eternity. That sounds rough. Anything where you're like, surprise, all of eternity, pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So, let's instead win. Get out of there. Hopefully things will go better. Alright, so we got a turn for building up meter, which makes me pretty happy. Although, there's a lot of them, too. So we'll see how this goes. Like, they have a lot of HP. And they will deal good damage. So let's pop on a... Pop this on. To really help out. And let's go... Again, trying to get as much as we can for their meter, which will really help in the second phase. Locate and contain. Okay. Sure, guys. Alright. Do what you want, I guess. I'd rather honestly kill one so we don't have to worry about their stuff. It's not gonna be enough, but okay. Ooh, that's damage. Alright, Mash, you need to become a target. Alright, and let's go like this to get as much as we can again. Alright, that'll definitely kill him this time. Okay, you're at 100, so then... Doesn't even give that much meter, which is a bit sad, but alright. That buff chance down might suck, but it's okay. Okay, as much as we can. Okay, yeah, these guys are actually pretty strong, all things considered. Okay, now we're gonna go... Because we'll get enough now, so now we just gotta kind of get through this. Good crit on the 10. Oh, nice, double crit on the 10s. Alright, pop that on. Okay, and let's go some of this. Wonder if there'll be Opportunity in the battle with her as well. Oh, that's a crit. Okay, and let's go like this. Come on, let's kill, hopefully. Come on, you can do 9,000. Yeah, you did it. Alright. So. Fatal Battle. Okay, that's not a ton considering. Oh! Oh! Oh my god. Oh my god. He has his own command seals? Holy crap. That's gonna change things up. I wonder if he can do a full revive. Well, son of a gun. That might not be good. This will give you more... Remove defense buffs, that's fine. Oh well, you had the one, but that's fine. Decrease HP. Increase defense for yourself. Yeah, do that first. Get it back. Buff that. Because we're gonna do yours last there. Okay. Woo boy. Alright, let's give it a go. Ooh boy, that's interesting. We're gonna see how this goes. Wow, new mechanics, huh? Just thrown in here at the end, huh? Okay, we got some attack ups and defense ups. Defense down, very good, alright. You know, this is quite ironic. Alright. Mana cleanse? Wow! But are those going to actually use, I gotta see if that's... Okay, so those are just straight up just spells. They're not actually like... Oh man, they're not actually like, the command spells, which makes me scared for when we get to the command spell stuff. Okay, so let's go... like this. Yeah, the ability to cleanse your debuffs is kind of annoying, huh? That's our opening Phantasmal Field. Noble Phantasm resist up. Dang it. Well, she's not dealing tons of damage, which is quite nice. Although next turn she'll have enough for her Noble Phantasm there, which will not be good. Let's go... like this. Do as much as we can. Hopefully that is not a permanent buff and is one that does go away. Nice, we got that crit. Okay. Alright, hey. Good thing we got this back, huh? Because I know her is a single target. So we'll well... I know for a fact that the player version is... There's always a chance that this one's different. That's not fun. Alright, let's do, just a full combo here because, hey, damage. A little bit of slowdown too, I'm noticing, but not much I can do for that. Oh, no, it hits all of them. Never mind. Oh, it's pronounced V. Good to know. Alright, well, I thought it was single hit. I'm stupid. Then again, I think the only time I used it was against a single boss, so, oh, that'd be why. Well, good news is we're nearly there. I mean, unless it's like surprise, guess what? You have a version that does, you know, you revive with one of your if you get like multiple revives thanks to your thing, it's like you can use each of them once. That would suck. Come on, hit a crit. Come on, hit a crit. And we got this, unless there's a revive or something. Okay, battle finish, okay. I wonder if it's persistent across battles or something. That's interesting. That's an interesting change in a gimmick that I didn't expect. Okay. V, let your gaze unfurl even more. Let your wicked eye expose the truth behind all things. Golem, more like Nolem, mystic eyes. So that demonic beast is what's been turning my golems to dust in an instant? How rude. V is no demonic beast. He's my most trusted elemental. He's been an ally to the Romanov dynasty for generations. That doesn't make him any more less of a monster. I suppose I was a bit late coming up with an anti-Mystic Eyes strategy. Anastasia, look out! Salieri's woken up. Oh, he's back? Cursed dogs of the Tsar! V. Oh, so is he like bad again? Good again? Like bad for them, good for us? Behold my noble phantasm. Our Lord in heaven, have pity on me. Dios Santissimo Misericordia de mi. V. What a clash. This is... it doesn't care who it hits. Can't believe that was the first thing he pulled out after getting his memories back. What a whack job. Still, looks like that was all he had. Ugh. Oh my, you certainly startled me. I must be the only member of the Romanov dynasty who's ever been attacked from above by the court musician. Not that it matters now. You, how dare you brainwash me, twist me into doing your dirty work? You're nuts, I didn't twist you into anything. All I did was put you in to work in an effective way. Anyway, I can't have you running around on your own anymore, no matter how weak you might be. Anastasia crushes legs. Got you! Golems activate. Mine hand is a spear of azure ice. Cheesed to meet you. Yo, we got snow golems. Did he just turn snow into golems? That's a problem. Anastasia. Since when do masters go around shielding their servants? As of Fate Stay Night, the very first part of this series, so it's no big deal. I just did it because I thought I could. And I was right. Neither of us is hurt, are we? Kadok. Very well then, I believe that it is our cue to escape. Urgh. I trust we'll be taking him with us. Yep, bring him along. I see. So this is what it means for one's master to rub off on you. I will have to bear this in mind for future reference. Follow them. Understood. Would it be any consolation if I said we at least avoided the worst possible outcome? Sorry, that I keep mixing up the voices because of their color schemes. Can't really make it easy to tell who's talking. Would it be any consolation if I said we at least avoided the worst possible outcome? I suppose it would have been best if we could have crushed them here. But we didn't have the priest or enough Opportunity to make it happen. If we can take them all out together, so much the better. Besides, thanks to you, I got an idea. What is it? If it works, it might just be what we need to bring down the big mountain all at once. I see. I thought a plan would take a little longer to come to fruition. It all depends on how well we can negotiate. If I can offer him something he wants, he's bound to give in. That's the sort of servant he is. Oh, preach! Alright then, let's start spreading the Tsar's glory to this part of the frontier. Opportunity place was harboring traitors, rebels. I take it you know what to do? Yes, everything shall burn, everyone shall die. That's right, you are all to crush this town with your own hands. That must have been what they were like back when they were alive too, just like the ones who killed me. Keep that to yourself, Anastasia, or you end up disrespecting the Tsar. Master, don't you preach to me about disrespect. Right, sorry about that. Anyway, they should be done at the palace at this point. That's true, we should hurry back then. The Tsar must be looking for me by now, even if he still hasn't fully awakened. Interesting. Interesting stuff gonna be happening, huh? Both in gameplay and in story. St. Quartz get. And some hunky chunks of ice. Alright, we're going to the abandoned village. Hey, there's only one, Grand Duchess Anastasia. Alright, Salieri, let's bring you in, see how you do, and then otherwise let's just get a strong team, and let's have, so we got you, we'll get you, we're gonna switch you out for my girl, we're gonna take, actually, you know what, let's put you there, Then we'll get you switched out with, look at all those Spartaci. We're gonna get you switched out with, where am I looking for you? Cool. We're gonna switch this out, of course, with, the Bodhisattva for you. Gilly, you can just get a, well, if you're in the back... Oh, you can't afford that. Never mind, sir. We'll get you a, See, I hate the ones that are 9, because they do so little compared to the others. I guess this one's still just a good general card, so that's pretty good. I'm going to switch this out with Dive to Blue instead, because that's a better version of it. Okay. Well, let's go. I guess Gil makes no sense, but if he's at the end, he'll probably deal with the assassin if need be. Grand Duchess Anastasia. I watched that movie a lot as a kid, the Anastasia film. Did not know about Rasputin. This looks very similar to a ruined version of the church from Stay Night, the Courtyard, but I may be reaching. It was, I remember, such a beautiful, peaceful day. The flowers that bloomed here were so beautiful, so strong. Look at this, these must be the hardiest flowers in the world. Then you too are a flower blooming strong here in the confines of the palace. That's what I wanted to say. Maybe I actually did. Maybe I was never able to summon up the courage. Either way, I grieved for the flowers. And yet, now I can no longer even remember what they looked like. Why do you look so sad? I feel like I'm having a bad dream. But I feel this way when everything I see is so beautiful. Or I don't know who's speaking at each time. You must be tired. Come, lay your head upon my lap and rest. It is the least I could do for you, my beloved Tsar, my beloved husband. Oh.
I'm the Tsar.
Dad, why do Yaga have to be strong? Well, the way I see it, we Yaga made a mistake. A mistake? We mistook how the world works. Or maybe how we chose it. Whatever it was, we made a mistake and the world left us behind. Still, while we may have made a mistake, that doesn't mean we're in the wrong. We're still here. We're still alive. So long as that's the case, we'll keep on fighting until the world ends once and for all. Okay. Getting a lot of flashbacks. I still remember that conversation. This world is always beset by blizzards. It's rare to ever see the sun's light directly. It's not just in my head. Surviving here really does take a lot out of you. I think I get what my old man meant now. No matter how hard it gets, we'll keep on surviving until there's no more world left to us. Oh, look at this, like, actual city. This must be Yaga Moscow. This is the capital, Yaga Moscow. Goodness, I can't believe he defied the Tsar. Worthless Yaga, hell's too good for him. Damn it. Move! Shut up. Did that Yaga do something bad? He's an incorrigible Yaga who forgot the debt of gratitude we owe to the Tsar. Now he's suffering the consequences for incurring the Tsar's wrath. And rightly so. Make sure you don't ever end up like him. I don't know what he was thinking, defying the strongest being in existence. We all need to stick together if we're going to survive in this world. Okay! Stick together, he says. What a laugh. It's so funny it makes me want to scream. All we do is abandon our weak. We cut them out like the Kerchat entrails. And consequence, our numbers are always dwindling. Dwindling? Not dwingling. That's not a word. That's who we Yaga are. We just keep dying and killing. We live without hope. We're just waiting for our inevitable doom without even trying to fight back against it. You must be the first rebel to ever make it this far, Paxi. By the way, there's still something I don't quite understand. After your rebel friends retreated, why did you continue to wander the town alone? Surely you weren't just bringing up the rear. Shut up. Very well then, let's change the subject. Would you mind telling me where the rebel army base is located? It can be our little secret. I'm afraid I've been so concerned about it that it's been keeping me up at night, just like Kadok. If you could help me with my insomnia, you have my word I will let you go in return.
Really think I'd ever tell you that? What's so funny? What's with the creepy laugh?
Easy, young Paxi. Relax. I know you're just an ordinary Yaga who may have a unique sprite. As I said before, I also know that even ordinary Yaga are highly resilient creatures. Physically, that is. Conversely, they are mentally fragile and quite easily broken, especially in the face of someone stronger than they are. Perhaps it's their bestial instincts at work. Who could say?
What are you talking about? What are you getting at, you evil bastard?
Oh, that should become clear shortly. This will be a test of sorts for myself as well as for you.
Oh, who are you? What's your servant gonna be?
What is this place? It would seem to be a village that the Oprichniki razed to the ground. Unfortunately, none survived. Though it pains me to say this, I believe we should set up camp here. We need to take advantage of everything we can, after all.
How could you lose so miserably? You had 2 servants in our 1.
Sure did. Mighty sorry about that. I have no excuse. We still got plenty of fight left.
If that pathetic display was the best you could do, you'd have to get your asses handed to you again.
Care to repeat that for me, fella?
It's true. Deep down, you know I'm right.
Well, I believe what Gordolf is trying to say is that that servant is a fearsome opponent. As such, you can all use all the help you can get. So why not have Antonio Salieri there join our side?
Who are you lot?
Oh, wait, that's the wrong voice. We're the Chaldea Security Organization. We came here from a place outside of Russia. Though I'm afraid we've lost the building that used to be our headquarters. At any rate, the person there with you is Tanner, Chaldea's last remaining master. There's also... I'm a Visabron. I take it you are the Salieri? Perhaps not quite in the way you imply, but yes, I will admit to being that Salieri. What do you mean? The name Salieri is synonymous with one thing. What's that? The composer who is most famous for allegedly murdering Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. I am the embodiment of that reputation. Give me a moment while I remove this mystic code. Mystic code? Oh, you're just a dude! Your design got way worse. Wow! Way worse. Phew. This is who I truly am. Take a look at my servant pal for yourselves. Oh. You're quite weak. I didn't think there were any other servants in this world with lower stats than Shakespeare or myself. It would seem you even give Anderson a good run for his money. Of course, I'm just an ordinary composer. I never wrote any symphonies that left a mark on history. At best, I am a mediocrity of a man, but no matter. The sole reason I exist on the throne of heroes at all is because I am said to have killed Amadeus. Whether or not I actually did kill him is completely irrelevant. People were convinced that I did, and so here I am. Then one might say you are affected by the innocent monster skill. I believe so. Yeah, we've seen him use it. True, Salieri was indeed suspected of killing Amadeus even when he was still alive. Right, they even made a movie about it. Okay, so why are you on Ivan the Terrible's side then? I would like to know that as well. Are you originally a servant from this Lostbelt? I believe the crypter, that boy Kadok, called this place a Lostbelt. So you know that name. First then, let me answer your question with one of my own. Tell me, humans of Chaldea, what do you know about the Lostbelts? Well, only that they're abnormal zones that somewhat resemble singularities. If you don't mind me, Miss Curiolite, I'll field that one. First, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Salieri. I'm Sherlock Holmes, Chaldea's administrative advisor. I became a servant through unusual means, just like you. We've been investigating this peculiar version of Russia where history is so unlike our own. I have a number of hypotheses, but had been unable to find the critical element to tie everything together. Until you first mentioned that word, Lostbelt, a chronological table detailing an alternate path taken by human history. An unbroken strip continues onward to the present day, rather than occupying a singular point in time. Oh, I get why it's called a belt now. Okay, I get it. No wonder it isn't like a singularity. A singularity is one point in time where history is as it should have, as history as it should have been went awry after all. That is not the case here in Russia. In this world, everything is as it should be. Nothing has gone awry. It has history quite separate from our own proper human history, even though it is not a world gone completely mad like the Singularities. No doubt the branching point was the Great Cold Wave that struck 450 years ago when the Earth was thrown into a new ice age. And Russia, as we see it now, is the product of history moving forward from that point. So you're saying this is an ongoing deviation from human history? Is that anything like a parallel world? Nope, it's not that. These Lostbelts are something altogether different. If we assume that parallel worlds exist, then their civilization lifestyles should also be fundamentally the same. By definition, they're closer tied to a well-defined base world. In other words, the base world and its parallel worlds are all following the same course. Well, let's say there's a world where history diverges radically, going completely off the rails. I didn't mean to do that. Say, at one point, something changes irrevocably. It could be a huge disaster or a major technological breakthrough, and the world that's gone off the rails is effectively erased from this universe, deemed to be something that doesn't belong. Once that happens, its destruction is all but assured. No matter how developed it might be, its evolution just ends. For better or worse, this universe just isn't willing to tolerate worlds whose future prospects are plain to see. You know how you prune unnecessary branches when you're trying to grow a tree? Same thing here. If a world, even a utopia, strays too far from its base axis, it gets the clippers, so to speak. In the Magecraft world, it's called the pruning theoretical. So I heard that in, I think it was Shimosa. And like, yeah, that was exactly what I thought about. That's what I thought it was going to be. So hey, I was right. And it's what allows our universe to keep expanding unimpeded. That's the Mage Association's stance anyway. The pruning theoretical phenomenon, then Russia didn't end up a frozen wasteland because of a plot, like what happened with the King of Mages. Correct. Its climate has always been like this, and it is the very fact that the very climate that led to the changes in human history. This is a world where history continued on past the 100-year marker, long after it would ordinarily have been pruned away. In essence, the history lost a proper human history, but has now appeared in our world. Right, it looks like a strong alternative histories, or Lostbelts, which we know almost nothing about, are being wielded as weapons to invade and destroy proper human history. Incineration of humanity was an attack on human history orchestrated by Goetia, a singular entity. But now, these Lostbelts are attacking the very world itself. If I were to give this a name, I think I might call it the Felling Theoretical Phenomenon. Yeah, I think I like the sound of that. Let's go with that. I think I heard that one before. History that lost to other history. Are you serious? Then what you're telling us is that this Russia is going to become the de facto way of life for the entire planet? If it continues on this path, yes. But of course, we won't let it come to that. Now then, that went on quite a bit longer than it had anticipated, but that is our current theory. Tell me, Mr. Salieri, you're more or less on the mark? Yes, you're spot on. I'm impressed you managed to arrive at the conclusion without being from a Lostbelt yourselves. There's nothing more I can tell you beyond what you've figured out. Now that you have the facts, what you do with them is up to you. God, I miss your other costume. As for your original question, you wish to know if I originate from this Lostbelt and whether I serve that crypter? My answer, of course, is no. This Russia has not known music for some time. My story is the same as that gunslinger's. I am a rogue servant summoned by the death throes of this land's true form before the Lostbelt overwrote it. My memories of proper human history are now vague and have been conflated with my memories of this Lostbelt. I cannot say if it was that master or that priest, but one of them did something to my head. Even as we speak, I remain unsure if I'm on the right side. We will simply have to trust that you are. If nothing else, we know you are not a Yaga. Yes, that's true. That is very true. Above all, this world is utterly devoid of music. It seems I have no choice but to join your side. Thank you. We are grateful for your assistance. To begin, we could use any information that you have. What can you tell us about the servants in Yaga Moscow? I am the court musician, nothing less and nothing more. I had no contact with the outside world. The only one I ever spoke with was Metropolitan Macarius. Metropolitan Macarius? That was the only man Ivan the Terrible looked up to as a mentor. Is he a Yaga too? No, he's a servant. He does look human, but I doubt he is the same man. He's probably Japanese, and a pseudo-servant. A Japanese priest and a pseudo-servant? That must be Father Kodomine. I don't know anything about any others. The only people I've met are the Opportunity and that master and servant pair we just fought earlier. I see. Well, that's disappointing. Very well, then. What do you know about that endless storm wall, or perhaps a tree of emptiness? I know nothing about either, although I did hear Metropolitan Macarius say that the tree is the cornerstone of this very Lostbelt. He also said that without the Tree of Emptiness, it would be impossible to mount an attack on reality. So then the tree really is the cause of all this. That would definitely seem to make the most sense. For one thing, it's smack dab in the middle of this Lostbelt. And for another, it's a foreign entity that's not even showing up on the Paper Moon's compass. This is the same Paper Moon that's been observing this Lostbelt Russia as an ordinary part of Earth's topography, and the only thing it can figure out what to do with that tree is excluded. So for the moment, it would seem safe to assume that that tree is the source of this felling theoretical phenomenon.
Then, if we do something about that tree, Russia would return to the way it was?
Easier said than done. The Tree of Emptiness lies with the Tsar himself. To reach it, you'll have to face him. I see. It seems we have to do just that at some point. What about the Oprichniki? How many of them are stationed in the capital? No less than a small army. A small army? Just like what we saw in Antarctica. That's going to be quite the obstacle.
This is no laughing matter, Holmes. I fail to see what you see find so funny.
Is that Mystic Code you're wearing an innocent monster too? That's right. I am the man in grey, the one who drove Mozart to his death. Salieri is no more than the avatar I wear, so to speak, out of convenience. I have one last question. What do you think of this Lostbelt? I think it needs to be fixed. Isn't that what you people are attempting to do? Yes, that is certainly one of our goals. Tanner, was it? I can see you are the conductor of this little orchestra.
Very bad. I'm the commander around here. It's nothing more than an occasionally useful trombone.
I suppose that would make me the violin. Da Vinci, how do you feel about being the flute? Good grief, you all certainly do love your digressions, don't you? You remind me of Amadeus as in his unshakable high spirits. Oh, so you're like fine with Amadeus. Cool. Tanner, I would like to speak with Sherlock Holmes. Alone, if possible. You sure? He can go on for days, you know. My apologies. I hope this won't take too long. Several days later. I'm curious to know what that Salieri fellow wants to talk to Holmes about. Music and stuff. Suppose he is a musician, ain't he? I rather doubt that's what it is. Oh well, I suppose it doesn't matter. Thank you for your patience. Allow me to come to the point. I've decided to join you, though conditionally. You may employ my power however you see fit. Ah, cool. What's the condition? Simple. Should we encounter Amadeus, you will let me focus on him first and foremost. Wait, what? Does that mean you're going to kill him? Of course. I am the man in grey, the innocent monster known as Salieri. If we were to meet, I would have no choice but to kill him. I can't accept that. If Amadeus has been summoned here, he's sure to be a servant for proper human history. If I had been summoned as an anti-hero, so tortured by malice that I am constantly writhing with anger, I would be so at odds with all of you that we would not even be able to have this conversation. I admit that earlier I was so overcome by a berserker-like madness that I simply went around mercilessly slaughtering any Yaga I encountered, but now I've regained my senses and my sanity alike. Even picturing Amadeus' smug, pear-shaped face does little more than make my skin crawl. Never mind, he hates him. In other words, I see. Like master, like servant. That means Amadeus, who is here now, is evil. I suppose it is the fate of every servant to be influenced by their master's personality. That is why I will kill Amadeus. I must kill him. It is my destiny, my fate. Hey, what if Amadeus turns out to be on our side? If he is, then I'll become your enemy once more. My purpose in life is to kill Amadeus. That will never change. Now then, that's enough chit-chat. We are returning to the Rebel Army's stronghold tomorrow, are we not? You should rest up while you can, Master. Now, if you'll excuse me. So Amadeus is our enemy now. I know we fought former allies before, like Cuchulainn, but it doesn't get easier. I wouldn't worry about it if I were you. This friend-turned-enemy servant would be unaware of his betrayal. Take the heroes of myth. They have always been much more willing to accept shifting allegiances among both friends and foes alike. It was their belief that they would all meet again in Eden, so they had no difficulty taking it in stride when friend became foe or vice versa. Above all, there is nothing you could do now that would undo the encouragement he once offered you. Rest assured that he spoke truly and sincerely, and from the heart. That's a good point. Thank you, Visabron. Can I call you Professor from now on? Please don't. That would be rather painful for me. Painful? I have no right to be anyone's teacher. I've long since abandoned any qualifications I may have had. Moving on, we need to discuss Kadok's servant. I believe she is to him what Miss Curiolite is to Tanner, his personal, exclusive servant. Ignoring the fact you can totally summon her. She is also, of course, the monster who encased all of Kalia in solid ice. I remember Kadok called her by her true name at one point, Anastasia. Anastasia? Anastasia? If my theory is correct, she's a descendant of the Romanov dynasty. She's a Grand Duchess who came to a most tragic end. There's another famous figure by that name, too. Ivan the Terrible's first wife, the first Tsaritsa, whom he loved with all his heart. So, which Anastasia are we dealing with here? I'm afraid there need be no suspense about this. She is unquestionably the Romanov descendant. How can you be so sure, since Ivan the Terrible's here? Couldn't she be his, Cesarita? I've looked into Cesarita Anastasia's history, and she's clearly not the type to relish in the spotlight. She became Tsaritsa at the age of 17 and passed away only 13 years later. Ivan the Terrible took several more wives following her death, but never opened up to anyone else. Generally speaking, one would indeed expect her to be with him. My nose plugged up as soon as I was reading that, and it's like, sorry, you're not getting the rest of that sentence. But it is highly improbable that she would be summoned as a servant. Of course, she could still have been an inhabitant of this world, just like Ivan the Terrible, which would have made her summoning possible. Given that she is human in appearance, that seems altogether improbable as well. So then she's the Romanov dynasty one? Precisely. Anastasia Nikolavina Romanova. She is the Grand Duchess of Ice, a young girl who bore the brunt of Russia's darkness. Now then, allow me to share an abridged version of Anastasia's background and some of the secrets I managed to dig out from Kaldia's library. Kaldia's library? Wasn't that destroyed in the attack? I anticipated certain emergencies may arise eventually, so I took the liberty of collecting as much useful data from it as I could. It's on a USB stick shoved up my anus. Anastasia Nikolaevna Romanova. She is the fourth daughter of the last of the Romanovs ever to hold the Tsardom, Nikolai II and his wife Alexandra. In the years before her death, famine plagued all of Russia as a result of the ongoing First World War. In 1917, frustrations reached a breaking point. Efforts to quell a protest left some people dead. Some of Russia's soldiers banded together in revolt against the Tsardom. Moscow declared martial law in response, but by then the Imperial Guards chose to side with the rebels. After a tremendous uproar, the Tsar abdicated. The Romanov imperial family fell into disarray and were essentially confined to a house arrest. Their historical records describe Nikolai as a good husband and father, but in light of these events, it would seem he was ill-equipped to handle the threat to his reign. Alternatively, he may have been perfectly well-equipped, but times may have simply been too dire for anyone in his position to overcome. In the wake of these events, Russia would end up split into several different factions, eventually united as a single nation known as the Soviet Union, but that history can wait for another time. For the moment, let's focus our attention on Nikolai II's family. Having been confined to their home, the lavish lifestyle evaporated practically overnight, and they were seldom heard from again. Although records do say that they continue to employ servants and cooks. At any rate, the situation grew more dire the following year, in April of 1918. The new Leninist administration feared the Czechoslovak region or White Army would try to reinstate the Tsar's family by force and decided to have them executed. Ideally, they would have preferred to do so following a trial in order to create an official record. But the threat the Tsar's reinstatement posed to their administration forced their hand. Being the cousin of the German Kaiser, Anastasia's mother, Alexandra, had still had some value as a bargaining chip. But that value evaporated the instant the German ambassador was assassinated by extremists. Wow, this history is wild! I never knew much about this. In essence, everything about Anastasia's family, their bloodline, their presence, their very existence was seen as a hindrance. This led the powers that be to refrain from making the Romanov sentence public, so instead they determined to do away with them in secret. So they were executed, at least that is how those in power would like to have it described. Those who were present said in truth it was no more than a massacre. Some believe that Anastasia managed to survive her family's execution, but that theory was thoroughly disproven several decades later thanks to DNA testing. That's right, the not Disney Fox movie was not real. There's simply no denying that this innocent young girl had her life ripped from her simply because she was born to the wrong family at the wrong time. Anastasia's story is indeed one of tragedy. She is one of the many sacrificed at the altar of history. However, although her story in proper human history ends there, it continues in the history of magecraft. The history of magecraft? Does that mean that the Romanov family was involved in magecraft? I'm afraid the answer to that question remains unclear. There may have been some secret involvement in it, or they may have merely known of its existence. All we know for certain is that a number of lost Fabergé eggs made their way into the world of magecraft. From that, we learned that each generation Tsar had formed a contract of sorts with a certain Phantasmal. However, as this rumored Phantasmal did not see fit to save Tsar Nikolai II's life, the notion was dismissed as false, but after seeing Anastasia fight, I have determined that there is another possibility. She is a shaman, a spirit keeper. In other words, it was neither her father, Nikolai, nor her brother, Alexei, who is the heir to the Romanov magecraft. It was indeed Anastasia herself. So she's the heir to an imperial family who've been ruling over a land of ice and snow for more than 300 years, huh? Ain't quite as bad as Ivan the Terrible, but still pretty goddamn intimidating. But here in this Lostbelt, Ivan the Terrible's tsardom has continued unabattered for the past 450 years. A lot of different twixt Yaga history and ours. He said twixt, holy crap. Humans seem more in a mat fray on comparison, but we got all manner of knowledge and wisdom over the years that lets us take down even our toughest enemies. So running a place like this for 300 years is damn impressive, no two ways about it. Unfortunately, well, I have learned a great deal about the threat she poses. I'm afraid I have nothing to offer in a way of strategy against her. Oh, I see. Well, times like that, the simpler the better. I say we hit her hard and fast. Bushwhacker! Not as much you can't kill if you can't keep on plugging at it till it stops moving. If it bleeds, you can kill it. Perhaps a simple solution would be best in this case. For the moment, I suggest we try Billy's plan of action, such as this is when next we see her.
What about summoning a new servant to serve as a shield? Naturally, their one job would be to keep me nice and safe.
There you have it, everyone. In the end, you will just have to do the best you can with what you have. This is a long story beat. Brand new day. Good morning, Master. Let's get going. You heard the man. Wow, that was just... Okay, a lot of talking, and now it's like, yep, let's go. Golem's Halt. Is something wrong, Avisabron? That's a Dialvatron. Surrounded by a large number of smaller demonic beasts, you could go around them. This is still an unproven hypothesis, but yes, I believe that a Dialvatron would, well, make for good golem materials. Yes. Well, I suppose I'll just have to help you out. This will be quite a foe for our first battle together. Come then! So, I'm gonna Google, what is the innocent monster from Fate? I want to learn what... So, what is innocent monster? Innocent monster. I kind of want the lore as opposed... Okay, type moon. Okay, so I want... Wow, I'm scrolling through the list. There's a lot here. Innocent monster. Innocent monster, otherwise known as seraphic monstrosity, is an attribute possessed by servants whose true history and existence have been distorted by monstrous reputations, gossip accrued over life and thereafter, without concern for the actual person's will or appearance. As a consequence, the servant's abilities and appearance have been rendered to conform to the specifications of the legends. Incidentally, this skill cannot be removed. Very interesting. So, like, Vlad has it, Mephistopheles, Hans Christian Andersen, Phantom of the Opera. Wow, the Type Moon fandom wiki really goes into detail about how it affects them. That's pretty rad. Alright, let's start by dealing with the Kerchats. I'm kind of sad we don't get to see Salieri in his you know, demasked battle thing, but who knows, maybe he just doesn't have that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just a unique overworld sprite. Okay, let's pop that. And let's go... Boy, you sure like making those noises, huh? Oh yeah, now we get to actually hear his stuff. I love it. Him playing them like instruments, it's so good. Okay, let's go. Boy, you just keep on screaming, huh? That's so good. I hope if you do like a full combo with him, he just plays a full song. We gotta try that if we get a full set of combos with him. Well, it's not a full set. Let's go. Okay, well, you're ready to go, but I don't want to use it just yet. Let's instead go. Oh my god, dude. We get it. You like screaming. There you go. Oh wow, you are. That's not the voice I expected from you. Okay. Okay, so now let's go. Let's get this on you. We can not worry too much about it. Yeah, let's go. Like this. Nice. Okay, yeah, and just do your stuff on Avalanche Headbutt. That's pretty cool. Oh, that gets rid of the stuff, I see. Okay, come on, let's finish this group off. Okay. Next one. Okay, let's have Saber do her thing. Let's do that. What does yours do? Heavy damage, arcs resistance, decrease C drop rate for all allies. Weird demerit, but okay. Yeah, let's do yours. We'll just have you finish them off so that we can move on. Okay. And, well, I do have it so that she could be wearing her cape. To that I say no. Hey, sound glitch again. We're getting that real often now. It's kind of strange. It only took an hour this time. Normally it takes a lot more time. So that's strange. And you are hurting, dude. Let's go. Okay. A little bit of that. What was I saying? The sound glitch we got. I hope we get to hear his stuff then. I completely forget. It's okay. Okay, and this will definitely finish this off. Good stuff. Well, you're gonna do your Noble Phantasm next attack anyways. It's a big old Yalvatron. Okay, let's go. Defense down. Blew up. Okay, that... Yeah, I don't love that voice with him. I'm gonna be real. Okay, let's instead do a full combo with him, just so that we can kind of ensure he does his stuff, and then he can die, and then we'll have Mash do something else after. So let's see. Dio Santissimo Misericordia di me. Cool, we don't get to hear it, I guess. I'm sure it plays music, because that's kind of his shtick. See, they really need to update Amadeus. Like, holy crap. He'd be so much cooler if he was closer to this, you know? Okay, so... Let's do some of this. He's gonna die in just a moment. Wonder why it keeps happening. You know what? I'm gonna go and do the because I haven't done it in a while. I'm gonna do the data download behind the scenes there. Try and download the data, and hopefully that'll fix stuff. Because I know it like streams in the audio, as that's one of the things that it does do. Okay, Salieri's gonna die in just a moment. I'm surprised you're still alive. Okay, let's then do big ol' Salieri combo. That's a cool one. And now you're done. Ooh, that hurt. Okay. And you're done. Okay, you're out of there. I don't know if we have... Okay, well, this is going to be... Okay, you're going to die right away. So instead, let's go with a... I'm going to dodge with you. Rapid casting, you're good to go. Just be careful, let's get this on you. Okay. And let's go like this. As much as we can to have you not all die immediately, that'd be nice. Alright, Gil is going to come up the rear. Can't do that. Fun. Okay. Let's go... Anderson gonna do the best he can do. I mean, that's decent damage. Boy, I cannot wait for us to get the Anderson resprite. It just looks so much better. Okay, let's finish this off. There we go. That'll do it. And she's not screaming for once. It's so strange. She's not going into her whole rant. Umu! Umu umu! There we go. We got one little Umu at the end. Alright. There's that. Got some more delicious wine. That's literally all he wants, I bet. We done? No, we still got a little bit more. How was I to command, Master? Ah! You look pretty cool. I see, so you've taken a liking to this mystic code of mine. I knew it, I knew it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're almost to the Rebel Army stronghold now, Salieri. Soon we'll be able to introduce you to everyone else. Wait a moment, if you lot are on the side of proper human history, I don't suppose you have a piano at the stronghold, do you? No, I'm afraid not. I see. Well, then I shall just have to make my own musical instrument when I have a spare moment. Just speaking for myself, but I think I'd rather you find the time to actually fight first. A most reasonable request, but I know the truth. Admit it, Avisabron, you prefer making golems over fighting, don't you? That is true. Even so, I must put combat first. I would never, while away my time fiddling with instruments. Nor would I. I'm a servant first and a musician second. Naturally, I too would put combat first. You two certainly do enjoy your hobbies. You're one to talk? Well, that's strange. I was under the impression that I was fully devoting myself to helping Master restore humanity.
I said it's because you act like your hobbies are the only thing you care about.
I see, so that's how I come across, is it? Anyone who likes to spend their time making things comes across as a slacker hobbyist. I swear, they're all a bunch of useless, good-for-nothings. Aren't you the queen of slacker hobbyists? Hey, I do not slack off when it comes to work, thank you very much. It's nice having a little bit of downtime. Hey, we're back. Hey, they're back. Open the gate. Ignore the man that looks like an evil dude with them. Welcome back. Mr. Gollum, can you make room for us too, please? Normally, I would encourage you to learn the value of hard work while you were young, but I suppose your lives here are hard enough as it is. It's a little golem! Here you are, mini golem. It should be sure to help you with your chores. Yay, I'm gonna work it like a slave! That is not its intended use. Yet you've returned. Are you a servant as well? I am. My name is Salieri. It's quite alright if you haven't heard of me. My name is of little consequence. Mozart's, well, at any rate, why are you wearing that outfit? Innocent monster, I'm the man in grey. I'm the one destined to kill Amadeus. I only go by Salieri as a matter of convenience, but you may call me that if you like. I suppose stories like yours are not too uncommon in this world. The circumstances of my own summoning were not exactly normal. Now then, Tanner, there's something we need to discuss. Sure hope I don't run out of time, because I have friends coming over at 6 and it's 5:51. Remember that ore you once asked us about? The one that can be used to engrave magecraft spells? At the time, I believe you also mentioned a jewel that could be used to control golems. We'll manage to track down a lead on both. Oh ho, you don't say.
Where are they?
Not so fast. I would like to make a deal before I share my information.
Not again?
Yes, again, I cannot afford to use your combat prowess. I trust Tanner and Mash, but once your ship is repaired, you may end up leaving this world behind, right? Absolutely not. The problems here are our own problems as well. We're not going anywhere until we've solved this crisis. You can count on that. Isn't that right, Director Gordolf?
Yes, of course. Mash is quite right. This land's problems are our own problems, and we won't run from them at the first sign of trouble. That said, we grown-ups do have extenuating circumstances to deal with, and they won't wait around forever, so...
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that when we can't say anything for certain until we see what's actually going to happen.
Are you gutless or something?
Oh, don't try to talk about my belly. I know I don't have any guts. I'm not like Holmes. I can't talk my enemies into giving themselves up. When the going gets tough, Gordolf gets going, and in the other direction.
My condolences that you are forced to deal with this man as your superior. Now, can I ask for your assistance in exchange for my information? Alright, what sort of deal do you have in mind? Boop, 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 boop. I will come right to the point. I want your help building a new stronghold. A new stronghold? Well, that sounds right up a Visabron's alley. No, I think it'd be too dangerous to rely exclusively on him. Dangerous? His power is not limitless in scope, nor is it a permanent solution. After all, these Yaga need to know how to fend for themselves even after we disappear. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But doesn't that plan of action harbor a different sort of danger? Granted, learning new things always brings with it the possibility, but nonetheless... I understand your point. And yes, it is certainly possible that they could misuse this knowledge and power for their own ends. But even so, I believe it is a good thing for them to learn how to survive.
Why should it make a difference? It's their choice whether they spend their lives working honestly or decide to turn to banditry. It's no consequence of yours what they'll do after they're gone. Besides, it's human nature to be obsessed with keeping up with the Joneses. If anything,
What the hell does that mean?
it seems to me we'll have to be providing them with supportive technology will only make their futures brighter.
You make a point. Yes, I suppose you are right. It is the Yaga's choice whether to be weak or be eaten, and be strong and do the eating. Or even to find a new path altogether. By the way, may I ask if you have a particular location in mind for this new stronghold? I do. There's a ravine right at the midpoint between here and the capital. It is protected by a large forest inhabited by vicious demonic beasts, which should make it difficult for the Opportunity from the capital to attack it. Whereas there are no mountains between here and the ravine to block our path.
I see. But in that case, wouldn't its natural defenses also make it difficult for you to attack the capital?
Yes, I've considered that, which is why I have not moved there thus far, but now the scouts have discovered a tunnel that cuts safely through the woods. At the moment, this tunnel is still only partially hollowed out. But once it is complete, we can reach Yaga Moscow in a single day. It will let us attack with the element of surprise. What's more, this tunnel is an excellent place to find the sort of ore you seek. So you want us to help you build this new stronghold and to finish digging the tunnel, right? I've already put together a team of my own Yaga. We'll set out once you're ready. Hey, that sounds pretty good. Alright, that went away, thank God, because I have to go away. I was like, I think I can do one more little part at like the half-hour mark, and turns out like that one lasted this long. Alright guys, we'll be back next time to continue onward to Yaga Moscow, where we go to... Well, rather, we're going up to the Strath Stronghold. So we'll see you then for that, guys. Ciao.